Hello, it's me again, Auntie. So lovely to see you. And as I'm filming this, it is actually February 28th that I'm filming this. And this is the day that 7 planets are all aligned. And if you're interested in that, if you find that kind of weird and wonderful, like I find it weird and wonderful, I'd like to talk about things that are weird and wonderful today. What do you think? If that turns you off and you're like right away, your eyes are rolling in the back of your skull, maybe just pass this video on because I'm going to be talking a lot of woo-woo stuff. Yeah, we're going into the woo-woo today. Yeah, it's me, Auntie, your favorite auntie. Or maybe not. Maybe I'm the quirky, weird one that everyone calls the, eh, whatever. I'm here. You're watching. I hope you're watching. And let's have a chat, shall we? And we're going to go weird, wonderful, woo-woo. Very, very woo-woo. Yes. And why is it woo-woo? Why is it? It's just because it's not accepted, right? It's not accepted. It's been something that we have developed over thousands of years, this attitude, this belief that the mystic, the things that are magical, mystical, things that you go, well, we just don't believe that, right? We don't talk about it. Or if someone talks about seeing things or maybe experiencing things like an apparition, a ghost, something that, is in the night that maybe disturbs you, scares you, you don't dare talk about that. No. Because someone might think you're a little crazy, right? Or woo-woo. Well, I'm going to talk about it. Let's break all the rules. I like to do that because I'm the auntie that breaks all the rules. Okay, we're going to get down into it. Yeah, it's time. It's time. And I kind of think of my own life. My own life, I've always been hiding things, not really talking about things that I feel, that I notice, that deep down inside, I kind of know about. Well, we're going to talk about that. And what a great day for it. I mean, all the planets are aligning. It's like, it's a parade. It's a parade of planets. And of course, there's all people saying, well, it's not really a perfect parade because the Earth is only able to see them all in line. And, it would only be a perfect parade if the Earth was also in that lineup. And, well, then we wouldn't be able to see it, right? So it's like, anyway, let's not argue, okay? We've been arguing enough, don't you think? Thousands and thousands of years. Thousands of years. Like, when are we going to stop arguing? When are we going to come to terms with being partners as human beings? When are we going to stop this nonsense? And so now we're at this breaking point. I feel we're at a breaking point. We're at a point in time in history where women and men don't even want to acknowledge that you have a gender difference, for Pete's sakes. We're going that way now. Please. Let's be sensible. Let's be sensible. Let's look at this in a different way. That there is a reason for men to be the way they are genetically, that their upper bodies are very strong, that they're meant to be that strong one physically, that one that is very confident and aggressive and out there, active, moving, going. And then there's the feminine side that is also strong, but strong in the areas of intuition, in the areas of creation, in the areas of bringing procreation, bringing into a life, into this world. That perfect part of us, that women today, we are just, what are we doing? We make fun of women that are mothers, that choose to be mothers. We are downplaying that which is within us, that is so powerful, so miraculous, that we are capable of bringing a life, bringing into the world a life. And would you believe that thousands of years ago, we're talking maybe 13,000 years ago, or that women were actually revered. They were revered. They were worshipped. That's right, worshipped. Can you believe that? Because of this ability to bring life into the world. And it was a different life. It was a different world back then. It was a world of partnership, not a dominant world, not a world run by war, aggression, survival of the fittest. There was none of that. There was a cooperation. There was a partnership. There was a love. Love for your partner who displayed that which you did not have. Now, love and admiration for that which you did not possess. And on both sides. Women loved their male partners for what they brought, how they helped when they were in that position of giving a birth, when they knew that they couldn't use their bodies to help in other ways. And that support was there for that time period. And that male support was there, and that male support was there to help and protect during that time. And this was all for the survival of the species that we are, which are human beings. And if you look at all the different species of life on this beautiful earth, every animal, every bird, every tree, every plant, every flower has a male and a female to it. All of them. Otherwise, they do not reproduce. That is the main principle of it. And if you ever get a chance to read a book about the 7 principles, the Hermetic Principles, the Emerald Tablet, please read that. It's such common sense. It's time, people. It's time we go back to that thousands and thousands of years ago. Read this book, The Chalice and the Blade. And I realize this was written in 1988, I believe, the copyright, 88 or 86, somewhere around there. I know it's a long time ago, but there's proof of what I'm just saying here. At one time, we were a partnership. At one time, we were together, united. We weren't fighting. Or maybe we were maybe having squabbles like normal squabbles that happen between men and women. But that's all it was a squabble. We didn't want to be as a woman wanting to be a man. So we're working so friggin' hard that we're getting our upper bodies as strong as a man so we could be a man, so we could work like a man. No, we weren't doing that. And men were not trying to diminish their strength so that they could be like women. How screwed up is that? No, men were men, women were women. And sometimes some men were attracted to other men, and that was okay. But they realized that they couldn't procreate. But they still looked at that other man as the qualities of what they would see in a feminine man. They would still look for those feminine qualities. They just were more attracted to the sexual part of that male. And the same as a female attracted to a female. They would be attracted to the outward sexually. But still, when it came to partnership, they still were looking for the qualities in that woman that would be of a masculine kind of quality, of strength, of confidence. So this is where we are today. And we have to change. It's time. It's time to change. We don't want to go back. Do we want to go on thousands more years fighting and fighting? And it starts right here with us, men and women. It starts with us. Let's find a partnership. Find a partnership in everything we do. Everything. Wherever you go from now on, there should be a male and a female of everything. Both sides, so that it is balanced. It's not imbalanced. So that everywhere you go, there is both. An opinion of both, a feeling of both. Everyone is asked how they feel. Both sides. And so you're probably going, okay, what's so woo-woo about this? Well, again, thinking about my own life, about 20 years ago, things were changing for me. And I don't know if you know or have read some of the things I've written, the story of my life, but I broke away about 37 years ago from a very, very, very strict religious cult. And to say it screwed up my mind, it really screwed up my mind for quite a while. But there was parts of me that I kept on questioning, I kept on asking, and I at many times right after that, right after my leaving the religion, I went to all kinds of faiths. I went to the Catholic Church. I went to United Church. I went to Unity Church, and I even looked a little bit into Buddhism. I even looked a little bit into Hinduism. Not a lot, just did some reading. I was just looking, searching, everything, and trying to find my way. And when I was going to Unity, this is how I came up with, because in Unity, they take all the religious faiths and they put them all together. And they taught me some different things that I never looked at before, that God is not so much this male image of God that everyone makes God out to be, or some of the Christian faiths make out that God would be. That God is really an energy. And that it taught me that as that energy, there is always a male and a female feeling or spirit or energy within, because we are made in the image of God. We are all created in the image of God. So that means every woman that you see is also a representative of God. So it isn't just a male representative of God. So it got me thinking of what would that be? What would that look like? A male, female God. And it hasn't, and I didn't realize it until just now that I started doing art sculpture back then. I was exploring different things back then. I was, and again, today I'm kind of in this other cycle. I'm doing this again. I'm going into art again. And I'm doing a lot of writing, and I have ideas now of doing some sculpture again. But back then, and we're talking about 2005, I everything I did was of people. Like I was sculpting faces a lot. And I wanted to show you some of my work that I was doing back then. And I'm very proud of this piece here. And you might notice that it is a man and a woman. And I didn't realize it, but this is kind of what I imagine God to be when I talk to the divine in my meditations now. When I am looking and feeling in one with them, this Father, Mother, God, I see them. And I see not just the feminine side. I imagine her to be just like Gaia would be, in a robe of beautiful, beautiful greenery, so gorgeous. Her hair, a brilliant red, her eyes green, and all around her, things are just blooming and blossoming, and everything she touches turns to a beautiful flower. That's what I imagine her to be. And on the male side, the Father, I imagine him to be like the sun, like Ra. So bright, big smile, boisterous, strong but kind, full of wisdom. And this is how I imagine God to be now. And it might be something to think about, that there is a way to think that God could be both, as that energy, that partnership, that we all are within each and every one of us, have that male and female inside of us. Each and every one of us are made in the image of God, which is male and female. And another thing that I created, another face, was this one here, the mother and the child. And so without even really realizing it, I was on my path 20 years ago. 20 years ago, I was creating what I was internally feeling as I was going through this spiritual change within. And, I can say it takes a long time to go through a transformation. For me, anyway, it took me a long time. When you're going through what I went through in my life, which there's a lot of stuff in between, a lot of years, a lot of things. But this was in my mind. And these things are now coming back again. These things are coming back, but in more of a ferocious kind of feeling, like I have to get it out there. I have to talk about this. And so this is why I'm talking about this today. That we need to do something. We need to change. We need to change the way we've been doing things for so many years. The same ways, just, we don't want to go back to that. We don't want to go back to that patriarchy. We don't want to go back to that dominant society, dominance, where, do what I say or else you're going to be whatever, put in jail, or, back in many years ago, if you said anything against the general beliefs or what was told as the beliefs of the day, you could have been killed. It was scary to say and speak your mind. Here's another one that I did. And this you might find really interesting. I know I find this quite interesting. And maybe those of you that are Lemurian or some other from another planet, I had done some writing on this. And I don't even know where it came from. But I had done this writing. And I don't know, I still haven't recognized where the writing comes from. Maybe if anyone watching this recognize what that is, can let me know. But I call this one my guide, which is actually who I was in another lifetime, which was when I was Tonica. And as Tonica, I was actually some kind of spiritual healer. And I've tried to research, because when I embodied who I was as Tonica, I was a man, a very dark-skinned man, and I was wearing a loincloth, and I was very strong. I kind of scared the person that was a psychic that I had saw at the time, a reader, and I kind of scared her because I became just like a man. I was sort of looking at her boobs. It was very, very virile as this man as Tanica. Now, if anybody can take a look at that, and yeah. But I know I was a healer, and I know also I was killed. I was murdered with an axe and pushed off a cliff. So, not a very happy ending, but so I know that inside of me, that's kind of why this fear of coming out about beliefs of spirituality, about beliefs of things that you don't want to talk about to everybody, because it's not very accepted. So, but I won't get killed this time. Not with an axe, anyway. I'd be pretty ready to stop that from happening. But anyway, isn't that interesting that within my life, these things are appearing to me now, and it's kind of like a puzzle piece for me, answering some questions for me as to why Why? Why am I doing this? Why am I bothering with this? Like, what is the point? What am I doing this for? It's, I'm not doing it to make a lot of money. I'm not doing it for publicity. I'm not doing it for any of those reasons. I feel this urgency inside of me to let people know why I'm doing this. And it's kind of weird and wonderful, isn't it? Yes, it is. And so as I go through life and as I go through these questions I'm answering for myself, perhaps you feel the same way. Perhaps you are experiencing similar things. And I invite everyone to come together. Come together and bring your visions, your thoughts, your feelings of things that maybe you are recognizing, that you're remembering from maybe past lives that you've had before. As that wasn't the only past life that I had as Tonica. I also had a past life as a woman in Britain, a British woman in around the 1830s, and who also died young. And so that's another part of me. And there's always this theme that I'm always helping others, and I'm always serving others, it seems, in the lives that I remembered. With the exception of one other lifetime that was very, very short, and that was when I was in the 20s. I was a flapper girl, and I met a guy at a dance. I went off from the party with him in his Packard, his beautiful Packard. We went driving. He was drunk, and we went flying right off a cliff. So that was a very short life, and kind of set the stage for me in other lives, I think, after that, to be a little more careful around alcohol and partying and being a little more responsible with my life. So it kind of taught me that. But anyway, I'd love to talk more about that, past life regression, and I do that. I help people with that. And I'm a firm believer in that. And I'm a firm believer that I've been here quite a few times. But I think we're on the final stretch, folks. I think this is the final countdown, as they like to say. There's a song about that, isn't there? Final countdown, yeah. So I think we're on the last stretch. And if you have any beliefs in the Bible at all, if you read any scripture, there's the scripture in Revelation that speaks about 144,000 chosen ones. And now, these chosen ones, I feel, are to be leaders, to help in this transition, to help out in this transition that we're going to be going through, which I feel is going to be happening very soon. And that we better get our act together. It could be happening as soon as 5 years from now. So, and then maybe another 20 years or so that we transition and change. But a lot of things have to change, or we're going to go right backwards to the way it all was before. And we don't want that. We don't want to go back to hierarchies, to patriotic systems. We want a partnership society. And I feel we can do this. We can do this if we all come together. And if I can talk at all to anyone out there who feels they may be one of these chosen ones, and I don't want to put a spotlight on you because there may be a time when they may be hunting us down. So let's keep it secret. If you feel you are that, keep it to yourself. But let's find a way, if you feel you can help others in some way, to shine a light on helping them to see a way that we can change the world. Because if we can do that, we can possibly make it into what was always the central theme of the reason why Jesus came to the earth, the reason why possibly Buddha, possibly other prophets, of old, all kinds of prophets of every kind of religion that has ever been from all parts of the world. There was a theme of making the earth like it is in heaven. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. And that same theme is going to be a possibility very soon. And how it's all going to work out, I don't know. I don't know yet. But I do know that it's going to happen. It may not happen within my lifetime. I'm in my 60s now, so maybe before I die, we'll actually be entering this new system of things. This new system of things that we could create and change and make things better than they are, better than they've ever been for the last thousands of years, and maybe the way it was supposed to have been to begin with. But we got screwed up along the way. We allowed things like materialism and hedonism and feeling of having to be power over others. These negative things took the floor, took everything, and we trampled on the things that are really godlike, things that we felt we really should be doing. We put to the side those things about love, kindness, goodness, faith, mildness, self-control, those kind of things. We put that all to the side for this materialism, this hedonism, this pursuit of pleasure. That has to change. And so if you feel that way, like I do, I am going to be opening up a new website called fireflyspirit.com. And I'm already writing a spiritual blog, and a lot of my blogs will be all on there. And my videos from Aunt T will be connected to that as well. And maybe you'd like to share ideas, share thoughts on how we can make this world change, how we can do this, how it can happen. And like everything new, there's going to be some chaos. There's going to be some tower moments. We're going to have some, stuff happening. People aren't going to be happy. It's going to be it might be a little bit of things being said that you don't want to say, but you might have to get a little strong. You might have to be a little bit aggressive. Let's hope it doesn't get too aggressive. Remember to show love and give people a chance to change. And so anyway, that's my message today. That's what I felt had to come out. And I'm going to be writing more about this, talking more about this. And so join me in being a little woo-woo, okay? It's okay. We're coming into the time of Aquarius. The planets are in a line. I mean, how many more signs does God have to give us, right? Everything's setting up for this time of magic, this time of all times. It's going to be weird, wonderful. Ta-da. Hi. It's the end of the video. That's right. I have something new to show you. Something new to tell you. I've opened up a new website, and it's called fireflyspirit.com. That's right. So now you can find me on fireflyspirit.com. And if you'd like, you can help me. Help me help others. To shine a light. Shine a light and let others know. Let others know how we can help everyone. How we can help everyone emerge. How we can help everyone ascend to the next dimension. Would you like to join me? Just follow fireflyspirit.com. Coming soon. Oh, and please like and subscribe. Love you. Bye.